This is the Lockpicker 1969, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to the next episode of Interview with the Lockpicker. Today's guest is GeorgiaJim. Say hi.
Hi.
So, gee, if I need to ask, where are you from?
Parts unknown, or Georgia,
Okay.
which is most of Georgia.
Okay. So, you lived in Georgia all your life, or?
Overwhelming majority since I
Okay.
was like two.
Okay. So, how and when did you get into locksport?
Actually get into it and picking. Like 2019, right at the end of the year, I bought me a set. I'd been interested in it for a long time, and kind of got my interest rekindled, and I started looking up YouTube somehow and found LPL and Bosnian Bill and stuff like that, and bought me a set and a couple cheap Chinese sets and got to picking.
Okay. So, what was that like for you?
Uh, at first, it was how to put it, got bored quick.
Okay.
When I first started, I didn't know anything about anything other than what you see at Walmart and Lowe's and Home Depot and stuff like that. So it was a bunch of like standard pin master stuff.
So the low level locks, basically.
Yeah, it was just all white and yellows, and I was kind of getting bored already. It's like, okay, it seemed like it was a like art of lock picking thing about the 9 best locks. I was like, okay, and as I kept looking for locks, I stumbled across a subreddit, which I never used Reddit before. Never really cared for social media of any
You and me
kind.
both. I didn't use Reddit until getting into lock picking either.
Yeah, I just had no desire to do any of that, and I just didn't get into it. And I found the belt ranking thing and started on that, and that opened up a whole new world of locks I never even heard of or knew that I just had to have.
Okay, so I would imagine that as you started getting into more difficult locks or experiencing more difficult locks, you had to kind of expand beyond those initial Amazon Chinesium and those intro type sets. What did you wind up going
Yeah,
to?
I once I found the Reddit, I had seen just from looking at like Bosnian Bill and what's the name, LPO,
Yep.
that like LPO was using Peterson, and I was like, man, I looked at him, I was like, man, that's $8 a pick, man, that's crazy. No, I seen Bill was using Sparrows. I was like, okay, I'm new to this. I'm not, you know, that guy. So I'll just grab some Sparrows, and I grabbed a Wizwazzle set, and I threw in the Monstrum, just the single picks. I
Okay.
didn't buy a set. I just added those to a set, and got started from there. Uh, then I moved on to basically I got a little bit of everything now, but it was kind of went Sparrows, Peterson, then I tried La Lock, Moldy Pick, and then Jimmy Longs, and I got the only other picks I have other than a few customs are the A cab from Moki.
Okay. So what are your go-to picks today?
99% of the time it'll be Jimmy Longs. If it's not a Jimmy, it'll probably be a Peterson. Uh, Really, I like Lala. I like their steel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the pro handles.
Yeah,
To
I
me,
don't
they're
either.
slick.
Yep.
I really like the profiles though, but
Yeah.
if I could get them in a smaller handle with more grip, I'd love them a lot more. Moldy Pick are like so tiny to my hands, it's just
I
uncomfortable. It's a cramp session.
I'm right there with you. So what I found useful in making some picks, or at least the handles for them, is taking the Valerian LLT picks without the handles, and then just building handles around that. And that works out pretty well for me anyway. So beyond
Thick
LPL and
laminated.
well, I'm a woodworker, so I do carpentry and woodworking and stuff. So I do a lot with that type of handle. I do want to dive into acrylics and all of that also. So we'll see how that goes. You said you were early on influenced by LPL and Bosnian Bill on YouTube. Were there any other influencers, or would you say there are any that you follow today that you enjoy, watching their content?
Yeah, when I first got started, really you don't know anything other than LPL
Yep.
and
Yep.
Bosnian Bill. Those are the ones that get recommended the most. Then when I found the subreddit, I started looking at just certain guys will post just a picture. Like I'm one of them guys. I'll just post a picture, but other guys are posting their channels, and I was like, oh, okay, let me start checking out some of these other channels because I was like, at the time, I was like, when I get into something, I go all in. So I was just like obsessed with picking and learning as much as I could.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I hate to be that guy that asks a question. I'd rather look it up and find out myself.
No,
But
I get that.
I started channels that really got me interested in wanting to pick hard stuff. Monitor Darkly.
Okay.
His channel was really big for me. I really enjoyed watching him pick, and he's helped me a lot more than he realizes. But me and him have talked a lot in the past when he was really active, and he helped me a lot in opening a lot of hard stuff. Lock Doc on YouTube. Uh, I can't pronounce his name on Discord. It's DRA9I something. But
Okay.
he knows who he is.
Yep.
But yeah.
So,
Uh,
well, I was just going to ask. So, talking about channels, you have a channel. I would imagine you started your channel like many people do with doing your belt videos for the belt rankings. But what did you do with it beyond that?
when I first started, it was just 4 belts, and then I kind of got into the YouTube community more because everything's got their own little niche. Like
Yep.
there's the Reddit guys, there's the Discord guys, there's the Facebook guys, there's the YouTube guys. So I basically went in and got a little active in there, just trying to meet new pickers and stuff. And I was doing some of their like challenges and stuff like that just to interact and meet new people and stuff like that. Found guys like Chris Capoon, who's
Oh, not sure if I lost you or not.
still there.
Yep. Still here.
That cut out.
Yep. So you were talking about Chris Capoon.
I was just saying, yeah. Found Chris Capoon's channel stuff like I really love Chris. He's a great guy.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah. Um, there's a few others that aren't around. Like I noticed with the YouTube thing, if they're not picking for belts or picking for whatever, they don't. Most channels don't have a long lifespan. It's maybe 3 to 6 months and then they're gone.
Yeah.
But I kind of once I noticed that, I kind of just hung out more in the Lot Pickers United Reddit sphere for the longest, and basically I was just picking for belts and points and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff.
Okay.
So
So
I really make content for others. As bad as that sounds, it's just more like, okay, I picked this lock. Thanks, bye.
okay, not a problem. So okay, so you mentioned about pursuing the points and all of that. You are a black belt 13th Dan, which is very impressive. So can you talk about what your journey was like from white to black, and then what you're doing?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't even. I started at green. Like I didn't find the belt system till uh, green. Like I had already picked. Like I said, white through orange pretty quick, and I picked a 911 for my green belt.
Okay.
I started there.
Yep.
I did. I think I did a Mako, which might as well be a 1100. But I did a Mako for blue.
Okay.
I picked 3 locks for purple because I didn't know about the same line rule. About 2 locks on the same line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I picked a multi-lock junior, then a classic. Found out that I did not meet the qualifications, so then I picked a max plus restricted.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Uh, then I think I remember what I picked for Brown. I know it was a Mako M2 to both shears, and I think it was a serrated multi-lock. I can't remember if it was classic or interactive now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, for
And
Brown, the interactive, I think it can be serrated or spools, I believe.
yeah, now there wasn't. We didn't have the counter milled thing at the time then.
Okay.
And then trying to remember, red was a Saturn because that was one of the first. I had only picked a handful of dimple locks at that time. I picked a Saturn and MT5 Plus for red, which was the MT5 was good for black at that time. It was about to get downgraded, and I picked it like hours to go before the downgrade kicked in. I was like, I bought it for black. I'm picking it for black. But
That's kind of what happened to me when I was picking the 1100 for blue, and it went to green shortly thereafter.
yeah, yeah. Then for black, I did the MT5 Plus and a Miwa JN, which is like a Kaba 20
Yep.
4-row dimple. Uh, and then I didn't pick any black locks for a long time. I was just kind of like, nah, I just pick what I want to pick. And then I
For
decided to
fun.
get into the, what's that?
For fun.
Yeah, just more picking for fun and a sense of I did the thing. But
Yeah.
then when I got black, you see all the guys who are there, and you're just like, wow, man, I really don't belong here. Or I felt that way, like
Mm-hmm.
these guys are really good, and I wanted to be really good, so I just like buckled down and went to picking, and I'll get really good one day. There's so many really good guys out there that blow me out of the water that they keep me humble.
Okay, but to get to 13th Dan, I would imagine there was a combination of picking more locks and also doing some quests along the way. So, what type of quests did you do,
I
if any?
did. I did quest for black belt. I
Yeah.
did. I made a pick, and hold on. I made a cutaway. That's what it was. I made a
Okay.
cutaway by hand. A Miwa U9 cutaway.
Okay. Cool. Did you?
And
I was
what's
just
that?
going to ask if you did any other quests along the way as well.
No, and I did I guess I don't know. I call it my own quest, but I tried to get as high as I could in the Dons without using quest, just all locks.
So that was
So
that was a quest in and of itself. That's
yeah,
impressive. Very
like
impressive.
how high can I get without using? Which there's nothing wrong with quest. I don't. I mean, they're hard. I mean, there's a reason they're a quest. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? I
Yep.
don't I
Yep.
don't knock it. It's just not my thing.
Sure.
I don't have the patience, to put it nicely, for safe cracking DD distatator locks. I can barely pick the cheapest Chinese
Yeah,
distatator.
I'm there with you. They
What's the
frustrate
other
me.
things? Yeah, pick making. I really don't have the time or resources to get into that, and I feel like if I did get into it, that would
Be another rabbit hole.
it'd be another rabbit hole and take away from picking. So
Yeah. Okay, so when you pursued blue, though, you had to put together a challenge lock. What
yeah.
was that like, and to put it together and put it out there, and then where did that take you from there with regard to challenge locks?
I made my first one. I tried to make it nasty, like I think everybody does. They try to make a really hard challenge lock because they don't want it to get, you don't want to get have somebody just blow through your lock. But I made I made a couple because I bought a double deadbolt quick set just to scavenge, and I made two of them, sent them out, and one of them got picked. The other one, the guy got it. He was in the UK. It took him forever to get it, and then I never heard from him again. So who knows what happened with that one? Uh, I'll just pretend that one's never been picked, and he's still struggling to this day. Uh, but
Yeah,
uh,
that's unfortunate when that happens, though.
yeah, but I mean, it's to be expected. I'm not the kind of when I put them out there, I don't care anymore.
You don't expect
I
to
put the
ever
work.
see him again.
Yeah, I don't care. Once it's out there, it's gone, and let whatever happens happen.
Yeah, I get that.
I do enjoy picking challenge locks. I used to for like you'd see on like the Reddit every guy's looking for someone to pick their lock, and I'm like, yeah, man, send me your lock. I'll do a out of the box pick, kind of Mr. Paradise or
Yeah.
Sir Paradise now, whatever we're calling him this week. Um, he was one of the guys that good buddy of mine also, but he uh he was doing that, and then when he kind of slowed down with all the other parts of his life, I kind of picked up on that myself, and I was picking challenge locks for a good little bit. Nothing crazy like some of the guys. Like I think like HV Logic picks like challenge locks like constantly,
Yeah.
but I kind of more was just picking to help out new guys. But I do enjoy a good challenge lock. I can't remember his name now. He made a really good one. What's his name? I feel so bad. I can't remember his name.
Maybe it'll
Uh,
come to you. So so yeah, me personally, I enjoy making them more than I enjoy picking them, but just from the creativity aspect of it. But
yeah,
that's a rabbit hole in and of itself too. So,
yeah.
but
I mean,
so
there's some.
go ahead.
I was gonna say there's some really great ones like Harry Bow.
Oh yeah,
I don't even want to go near one of his locks. I'm like, no, just give me something black. I'd rather do that.
yeah. Okay, so what do you do for a living?
Um, work in aerospace. Uh, I've done moved myself up a little bit. I'm supervising now, but I started out doing aircraft fabrication,
Oh wow, cool.
carbon fiber, and uh, metal, carbon fiber, and fiberglass.
Oh, that's cool. Any particular type of aircraft that we would know about?
Uh, yeah, most of the Boeing stuff.
Oh, really?
Um, 777, 767, 757, 787,
Wow.
737, 47. What else? The V-22 Osprey, the Marines ride around in.
Okay.
Global Hawk drones. Uh, we did Black Hawk helicopters for a little while.
Cool.
Um, we're doing space stuff now.
Okay.
So,
All right. So I wanted to ask a little bit about other than locksport, what other hobbies do you have? Interests?
uh, right now I was really big into uh, I started out really into playing guitar,
Okay.
and then I wrecked my hand in a work accident, so I quit playing guitar as much. Then got into shooting a lot.
Okay.
I was
Cool.
doing like not competitive. There really isn't in my area anything competitive shooting, but I was kind of just doing it myself, like setting up stuff and trying
Challenging
to do little,
yourself. Yeah.
yeah, like doing
Pushing
speed
yourself.
runs and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah. So what kind of shooting? Meaning, you're talking about targets and I'm just assuming plates and that sort of stuff. But
yeah.
pistols, rifles, what is it?
Mostly pistol. I had the rifle range here isn't like anything to brag. It's like 300 yards max, so it really wasn't a long distance uh, thing or anything. Mostly pistol, just because it was a run and gun kind of. Because the range I go to is a private range, and
Uh-huh.
basically 90% of the time there's no one there, so I could just kind of set up stuff and go out there and do like shooting from barricades and
Yeah, that's cool.
just fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do the same. I was competing shooting with pistols as opposed to rifles, so I enjoyed that a lot. Before I had an accident in 2018, I kind of messed up my hand and couldn't do the shooting anymore. Not as quickly and accurately as anyway, but
Yeah.
yeah. All right. I want to ask you one last question before we wrap up. You mentioned something about learning how to get out of handcuffs. Can you talk about that a bit?
Yeah, I was working at a prison at the time, and that's really the first lock I picked was learning how to pick handcuffs. Which is just basically uh, for any inmates listening, it's you just bend the paper clip
Yeah.
and basically shove it in the hole and wiggle it around, and the lock will pop open.
Yeah,
So
I've been trying to learn. Bought a few sets of. I wouldn't say they were expensive or anything, but they definitely have the double locking feature, and that's how
yeah, I
I.
didn't. I should have tried the double lock, and I think I was just doing uh the other way, just a single lock. You can do it. It's just you need a really stiff paper clip to turn it the other way.
Yeah, I mean, the first tool I used to use was if you have a handy paper clip, bending the end in the actual keyhole, and
Yeah,
then you pick one direction. I think it was to the left of, going into the keyhole, and it'll get you out of the secondary locking mechanism that keeps the ratcheting mechanism from moving, and then the other direction, right, would unlock the ratcheting mechanism, and you could get the cuff open that way. So that's at least that's how I experienced it anyway.
yep, same.
Cool. All right. Is there anything you'd like to say to our audience before we wrap up?
Check out LPU. Uh, that's where if you want to learn and get great information from really experienced guys, that's the place to go.
Yeah,
Um, everybody's pretty welcoming. Don't
definitely.
get scared of the lounge; it won't hurt you. Well, that's to be decided, but yeah, it's a great community.
all
Which
the,
all lock sports pretty great, honestly. I mean,
yeah, definitely. All
but
the all the usual suspects in the lounge.
yeah.
All right, great. I want to say thank you for doing this interview. I really appreciate it. We had a fun conversation in the pre-interview, and actually, sorry it took so long to get to the actual interview, but I'm glad we got here and
Oh yeah.
glad we got it recorded. So, all right. So with that, I'll wrap this one up. If you are a subscriber, thank you. If you are not yet a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and all, and hit like on the video. And thank you for listening.